Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the #1 Vikings fan extraordinaire, Adam Boyer. Thanks so much for coming back, watching the channel today. It's been quite a spell since I uploaded any video, and so sorry for the drought, the wait, so thanks for watching. And today, we will be discussing what the Washington football team should do for their quarterback situation in 2022. I got my notes right here. Let's dive right into it. Option 1 would be, obviously, to just roll on with Taylor Heinicke. Heinicke has put up, some, better numbers than were expected, but nothing great. He's been around 3,000 passing yards this year so far, 20 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. And so, really, Washington's defense was expected to be so much better than it has been this year. And so, it seems like to kind of make up for that, Washington's offense is going to have to get better. What they would have liked from Taylor Heinicke or Ryan Fitzpatrick is all they would like them to have to do is be a game manager role, not to have to constantly be making big plays. But that's what's had to happen this year because of their defensive struggles. So Heinicke is under contract through 2022. 2023, he'll be an unrestricted free agent. And so we'll have to see what happens with that. I love Taylor Heinicke. I was so excited with his story. I love it. But I don't know that he's the guy you're going to want to roll with in 2022, especially if the defense doesn't take any steps forward. Hopefully the defense will. And if Washington can put a few more playmakers around them, build up the O-line a little bit, then yeah, I would say Heinicke would not be a bad option to go with in 2022. But Washington should explore all their options. Number 2 would be to keep Ryan Fitzpatrick, let him actually have a year as the starter. Now, he'd be one of the cheaper options, although he will be a free agent if Washington doesn't re-sign him next year. So, they have to decide, do they think it's worth it? He's coming off that bad hip injury, and, it'd be a chance. They took a chance on him this year by just, wanting him to be a game manager guy, like I said before. And, he got injured week 1. We never got to see really anything from him. I think he attempted 1 pass. So, yeah, personally, I'm not wild about this idea. I prefer them to get a bit more of a playmaker at quarterback, somebody more exciting, maybe like Taylor Heinicke. So, I think of these first 2 options, that one would probably be my least favorite. Number 3 would be to get a free agent pickup. The free agent class this year is not all that exciting. You're going to have Teddy Bridgewater, Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston, Cam Newton, Marcus Mariota, Ben Roethlisberger, Jacoby Brissett, and Andy Dalton. Those are your top free agents. Going through them one at a time, Teddy Bridgewater, we've seen he is really a game manager. And I was just saying, we want a guy, or at least I would like a guy at quarterback that could be making more plays for Washington, rather than just being a game manager like Heinicke or Fitzpatrick. And Heinicke can make some big plays, which is why I said before I prefer him over Fitzpatrick. And Bridgewater is a bit more pricey, so I feel like, and Denver may re-sign him, so I feel like that's probably not going to be a great option. Tyrod Taylor, he can show flashes at times, but he's just been so inconsistent throughout his career. He's had so many injury problems, I have to think they'll pass on him. Jameis Winston, he's finally cut down those turnovers with the Saints this year, but then I think you see him restraining himself and to be more careful and more cautious and not commit those turnovers. But at the same time, he's not the big play guy you saw in Tampa Bay. So this would not be the end of the world if Washington signed him. Not my favorite choice, though. Cam Newton. I know there's a lot of different opinions on Cam. I would say no. He's beginning to be washed up, nearing the end of his career. Marcus Mariota. Now, this is a guy with some intrigue. He never really got a super great situation at Tennessee, but, he obviously had some tools to succeed, because, look, Ryan Tannehill came in, replaced him, and boom. Ryan Tannehill was awesome. And Mariota, I feel like he should be given a second chance somewhere, but I don't know if that somewhere is going to be with Washington. I wouldn't hate that signing, but, we'll see what happens. Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger, as Tom Grossi might say, is a tree. I really don't want him as my quarterback, especially with Washington's O-line. He'll be sacked every other play. Moving on, Jacoby Brissett. Brissett is a guy I feel like with the right system the right coaches, right supporting cast, he can succeed as a starter, at least short term. However, I don't think that's the situation in Washington. I don't think they'll be signing him. Lastly, we have Andy Dalton. Dalton, I feel like he's been good. I think he's been underrated in his career, but I think it's nearing an end. I don't think he'll come to Washington. Now, these are some less likely scenarios, number 4, but you have your trade options. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, the most likely. I think any one of these guys would instantly turn Washington into a Super Bowl contender, especially if their defense gets better in 2022, as it should with all their playmakers. Wilson's, his athleticism is amazing. His big play capability is just awesome. Then you, of course, have Aaron Rodgers, who didn't want to stay in Green Bay, but then he was like, well, I guess I'll stay, and he's lighting it up. He's so accurate. He makes very few mistakes. He's good with the ball. He can stretch the field. Aaron Rodgers, pretty much everything you want in a quarterback.
Thank you very much.
And then, of course, you have Deshaun Watson, who we have not seen play in some time, but most teams are still going to be willing to throw several draft picks at him. And see, with any of these guys, they're all going to be demanding a lot of money, which Washington could maybe pay, but also, I mean, I think any of these guys are probably worth 2-3 first-round picks and maybe additional players or picks. So it'd be pricey, but I think it'd be worth it if Washington could swing for one of these guys, and I think they should.
Shut up and take my money.
And then your last option would be to draft a quarterback. Your top options are would be Dennis Ritter. I hope that's his name. I hope I'm not forgetting that. Dennis Ritter, Matt Corral, and wow, I am forgetting these names of these players. I think it's Kenny Pickett is that other quarterback. Yes, I've done limited research into these guys. I know basically their stats and how they performed. I don't remember their names though. Then you have, I want to say it's Chris Strong. I know their last names. I don't remember their first names. So those are your options there. Willis, Ritter, Corral, Pickett, and Strong. All put up decent numbers. I will say about Malik Willis, he plays at Liberty University, which is in the town or city of Lynchburg, which I actually live just outside of. So that'd be awesome. I'd love that if Washington were to draft him. And the one quarterback I did not mention was Sam Howell. I don't think they'll go with him. I don't think he's quite as much of a developed quarterback, maybe not quite as good an option as the rest of these guys. However, none of these guys are like, they're going to blow your mind. None of them have the super great statistics. Washington may not even have to trade up. Probably would not have to trade up to get one of these guys. They don't have a lot of success drafting quarterbacks. Actually, I should say they have no success drafting quarterbacks under Dan Snyder. But, I mean, they could take another chance. It's a new era in Washington with Bruce Allen gone, with Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, Scott Turner, all these guys in. I have to say, I think it'd be worth taking a chance on one of these guys. If you can't get a big trade, don't get a free agent pickup you like, and then one of the first two options, Fitzpatrick or Heinicke, if you don't want to stick with those, I think this is a decent option to spend one of your draft picks on. I think it's worth it. So I would love to see one of these quarterbacks come to Washington, maybe Malik Willis. That'd be great. Well, folks, that is about going to do it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please like the video and keep coming back and watching them. The channel's still pretty small, but if you enjoy the content, I'd much appreciate the views, the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions. And if you comment, it doesn't necessarily have to be in support of me. You can disagree with me. Comment whatever you feel like. Thank you for watching, folks, and I will see you next time. I am the Vice Skins fan, and I am out of here.